Olympiacos and Fenerbahce faced off in a crucial matchup that had significant implications for the Euroleague standings. Two of the brightest minds in basketball, Georgios Bartzokas and Sarunas Jasikevicius, showcased their strategic prowess in a high-level tactical battle, each bringing their unique coaching styles and deep understanding of the game to the court. The Greeks, sitting at the top with a 16-6 record, were riding a 7-game winning streak in Europe's premier competition. The Turks, in second place with a 14-7 record, had won their last 4 games and had the chance to close in on the top spot. With that said, let's analyze the tactical aspects of this match. Before diving into the analysis, I remind you that both Fenerbahce and Olympiacos offensive systems have been broken down in separate posts on my IG profile. Click the link in the description to check them out and see other interesting posts you won't find here on YouTube. As many could have predicted before the game even started, the most significant matchup in this game was between Sasha Vezenkov and Nigel Davis. The American forward, aware of the Bulgarian's defensive shortcomings, attacked him since the first stages of the game, capitalizing on his superior athleticism and on the fact that Bartzokas' team often left him in single coverage. On the other end of the court, the former Sacramento Kings player didn't directly target NHD, but exploited Jasikevicius' team's tendency to switch on screens by punishing physically inferior defenders with post-ups. Throughout the first half, the Olympiacos player forced many defensive switches and took advantage of favorable mismatches, scoring 13 of his total 19 points. The reason for his low-scoring second half lies in a tactical adjustment made during halftime. The Fenerbahce coach implemented a significant, though not radical, change. He maintained the switching coverage on screens but opted for frequent double-teaming with the roaming center Shertak Shanlaw. In this particular clip, the Lithuanian coach's choice is evident in his gestures. You can see Jasikevicius getting upset with his point guard's joggers, who instinctively committed a foul to nullify the mismatch, a common reaction in such situations, instead of pushing Vezenkov toward the baseline and calling for Shanlaw's double team. You can see the displeased Turkish big man reaction here too. The Latvian playmaker realized his mistake and soon effectively replicated the coach's instructions. The former EuroLeague MVP was correctly pushed toward the baseline. Shanlaw arrived with perfect timing for the double team, and that resulted in a traveling violation by the Bulgarian. Another matchup crucial in determining the outcome of the game was the battle between the centers of Olympiacos, Mustafa Fall and Nikola Milutinov, and those of Fenerbahce, Shertak Shanlaw and Nikola Meli. Given the size disparity between the two pairs of big men, Bartzokas frequently called for plays that led to post-ups for his players. They effectively exploited these situations for much of the game, both in terms of points scored and fouls drawn. However, this was simply a consequence of a tactical move by Jasikevicius. The coach could have relied on Kem Birch to bring physicality under the basket, but he chose not to, opting instead to utilize his centers in pick-and-pop situations, something the Canadian can't do. This was effective because Fall and Milutinov often drop on screens. A simple screen was enough to disrupt the Olympiacos defense. Bartzokas then changed his plan, and from the second part of the second quarter, he decided to switch on all screens, even if it meant creating mismatches between Fenerbahce's big men and his team's guards. This choice paid off, especially thanks to the excellent rotation, communication, and effort from each member of the Greek team's defense. Jasikevicius' countermove to Bartzokas' tactical adjustment didn't take long. The best strategy for his team was to draw Fall and Milutinov out of the paint and attack them with dynamic penetrations, rather than forcing difficult passes to centers who aren't that comfortable in post-up situations. Players like Guduric, McCullum, and Biberovic were able to expose the Greek team's rim protectors and their slow footwork. In response to this adjustment, the Greek coach made a counter-adjustment, playing the final minutes of the game without Fall and Milutinov. He opted for a small ball lineup consisting of Williams-Goss, Vildoza, Larentzakis, Peters, and Vezenkov. This added versatility to the defensive end and made the switches on screens even more effective. Fenerbahce lost important reference points to attack, and the pace of their offense slowed down. Despite this clever move, the home team didn't have enough time to catch up, and the game ended with a victory for the Turkish side. Only the second time a visiting team has won at the Peace and Friendship Stadium in Piraeus this season. This was the tactical analysis of one of the most important games of this EuroLeague season. Now, let's see how this result has impacted the current standings. Olympiacos remains at the top with 16 wins and 7 losses, while Fenerbahce, extending their European winning streak to 5, solidifies their second-place position and narrows the gap with the Greeks. By winning this game, they secured a chance to tie for first place if they prevail in their rescheduled match against Paris. The next European match for Olympiacos will be against Anadolu Efes, coached by Luka Bonki, that recently secured a dominant 44-point victory over Olimpia Milan. As for Fenerbahce, their next round will be against Virtus Bologna, led by Duško Ivanović, that recently lost a home game by 6 points to Monaco. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe to it and like the video. I also remind you that you can find my IG page's link in the description. See you in the next video.